Alright guys, I'm back for the news, and Nintendo announces Pokemon Presents event for next week, so this is on a Tuesday, February 7th, or February 27th, which is Tuesday. You guys may know that they showed off the Nintendo Direct last couple weeks ago, beginning of this month, and they had the new Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced emulation coming to the Switch. And I believe that was by design because, they got the Pokemon Direct coming up here, and it would just make sense to show that off before this, so they have more stuff to show off. But I think they're going to show off red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal, sapphire, ruby, emerald, fire red, leaf green, all the original 1 through 3rd generation games for the emulation through the Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced emulation for the Nintendo Switch that they announced earlier this week. I don't say, and they're gonna have a DLC for the new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'm sure they're gonna show off, and then they'll probably have some other stuff there. I don't know, but that's what's just going through my head with that, and my head canon right here. So yeah, just figured I should mention that before we move on to the next one. I got that. So Tuesday, guys, keep that on your calendar. PSA: The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom art book has seemingly leaked online, so be careful, guys, if you guys are into leaks. Some person took the art book and plastered it all over the internet, and just to make a long story short, so I just figured I should give you a quick comment. Microsoft has signed a 10-year deal to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo, and obviously the current Switch is underpowered, and most people are saying that. Nintendo needs to come out with a new Switch. I could see them bringing older games like COD, original Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, maybe Modern Warfare 3, the original, and World at War and stuff like that. Stuff that's older. Call of Duty 1, 2, 3, maybe. I don't see them being able to bring titles like the new Modern Warfare 2 2022 or Modern Warfare 2021 2019 reboots, and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Those things, they're too graphically powerful for the Nintendo Switch currently to handle. So yeah, Nintendo needs to get on making a new model. I could see them bringing Call of Duty Mobile, maybe. That might be something they may be able to pull off on the Switch. It'll be interesting to see, that's all I can say. Microsoft strikes deal to bring all Xbox games to GeForce Now. So they're bringing their Xbox PC library, or cloud library for PC. I don't know if it's just PC, but they're bringing all their games to the service. And this is what confuses me about Sony, because they are, well, I'll get into them in a second, but basically they're allowing all their titles on other platforms, so it's done in the court, so it's gonna. They're trying to make the deal look sweeter for in the litigation, so that goes through easier. And absolutely nobody saw this not coming. But let's move over here. PlayStation Call of Duty deal with Activision ends in 2024, and basically they're just talking about how the current deal with Activision Blizzard and PlayStation is worse than the deal that Xbox is offering them, because they would literally get, and I believe Xbox stated this in the past, that they would allow Call of Duty on PlayStation Plus, because obviously Xbox can put on Game Pass, so they said they would allow it, and they would also allow them to have the physical release on both digital and physical in the console. So honestly, I don't really know what Sony's complaining about there. I mean, yes, Xbox would own Activision Blizzard at that point, but they got pretty much everything they wanted. The only thing that would be an issue is that I could think of is that Xbox would be getting the revenue from the games, because they obviously own the company at that point. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I could think of. And maybe people online were complaining about the $70 games. Are they going to make Xbox's Call of Duty on their Xbox $70? I mean, everybody else is changing their freaking prices, so I don't see how that's a big deal. I mean, at this point, you know, we might as well just turn the entire industry $69.99 games. I mean, even Nintendo is doing it, so that's the only thing I could see complaints about, but even then, everybody else is doing that, so. I don't know, tell me what you guys think. This thing absolutely craziness here. Honestly, I don't even care what happens with this deal at this point. I kind of just want it to be done and over with. I kind of feel like, although personally I kind of do feel like Xbox is going to fight tooth and nail to the end to make sure that this isn't, I'm not really that big of a fan of Call of Duty. I'm more of a Halo guy, but I like Call of Duty too on the side, you know what I mean? So, tell me what you guys think. Could be worse. It could end up in a Chinese company's hand like Tencent. I don't know what Sony's big deal is about that, but I don't know. Major video game union CWA calls for regulators to approve Microsoft Activision buyout. A letter argued that the merger will have a positive effect on labor organization within the industry. Accusations of a sexist and racist culture of at Activision Blizzard emerged after the company was sued by the state of California. You can blame Bobby Kotick for that one. As the lawsuit continued, unionization efforts began across many of the massive publishers of various studios. Workers at Blizzard, Albany, and Raven Software successfully formed unions. And I remember reading articles about that, so yeah, that happened. And saying PlayStation logo sound creator Toru Okada has died, and this is the guy that created the iconic PlayStation logo for all the PlayStation commercials. You know, that logo that pops up. And he also did some of the score. I think he did some of the scores for the Crash Bandicoot games in the 90s, ads in the 90s. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. New green Xbox controller leaked. Could be out very soon. You're going to have to spend some green to get this green, and yeah, so you guys wanted a new color for Xbox remotes. It looks like Microsoft will soon pull the cover off another new Xbox wireless controller. A leak suggests that the company will release a Velocity green pad on February 28th. And one thing I noticed when going to the store now they have an Xbox, I was trying to see if I can get a new controller for my PlayStation. I noticed that there's a big price difference there. There's a $69.99 for the base controller for the DualShock controllers. Maybe because they have a built-in mic on them. I have no idea, but there's definitely a $10 difference between the Xbox remotes. Yeah, let's just say a bit pricey. Forza Horizon 5 Adventure expansion announced arrives in March. The game's second major DLC. And I haven't played this game since it launched, and kind of may jump back into it at some point. I have no idea. Playground Games has announced that the Rally Adventure expansion will be the second piece of major DLC for Forza Horizon 5, announced on Forza's YouTube. Sorry, that's my cat in the background. He's crazy. Forza's YouTube channel. The expansion arrives on March 29th and includes a whole new Rally career mode. A brief trailer for the expansion below also showed off new gameplay and tease some features that players can enjoy in the Rally Adventure DLC. Playground has also revealed some new customization options coming to Forza Horizon 5, promising that players can build a rally monster. Hogwarts Legacy Legacy doesn't currently have any plans for DLC because they just got done with the game. Hogwarts Legacy developer Avalanche Software doesn't currently have any plans to develop a DLC for the game. Director Alan Toe revealed during a Q&A at a recent IGN event, while this doesn't mean the game won't get extra content further down the track, at the moment it doesn't seem likely. We've been really heads down to bringing Hogwarts Legacy to life, so at this moment there are currently no plans for the DLC, Toe explained. And yeah, perfectly fair. I mean, you guys just got done with the game, but I don't see a game like this not getting DLC later on down the line. I mean, come on, it's a freaking MMO. Well, that would be a main selling point at this point. Game's set to receive plenty of post-launch support, with an initial patch dropping last week for bug fixes and general performance and stability improvements. PlayStation players will also get to play through an extra mission, which is an exclusively Hogsmeade-centric adventure available on the PS4 and PS5. And I can't see, if they're doing post-launch support, at some point they'll probably consider DLC. It's basically saying, yeah, we're going to continue working on the game after it's out. In some fashion. They're probably going to do it at some point. Anyway, CD Projekt Red remove unintended realistic nudity in The Witcher 3, and I think this article, I don't know what CD Projekt Red is doing anymore. This is freaking stupid. CD Projekt Red has stated that the addition of visibly realistic labia and pubic hair in The Witcher 3 new gen update was unintentional. The developers working on an update to remove the textures. I don't understand how that's unintentional. I mean, your development team made the textures. I don't know. The initial report in CD Projekt Red's statement came from Kotaku. Most of the game's romantic scenes do not include full frontal female nudity, but the Baruxia enemies and the crones from Crookbag Bog and one late game's cutscene do appear fully nude. Even the original version of the game. Even in the original version of the game. What are you doing? What?
This is hurting my eyes.
While the original version obscured the genitalia with a Barbie-like effect, the current version has more realistic nudity. Why this inclusion was made was unclear, and when Kotaku reached out for the comment, CD Projekt Red replied, "We're looking into it, and we'll have more information in the coming days." It doesn't make any sense to me. This is a company that made it possible to customize your schlong in the Cyberpunk game, 2077. I don't know. To me, when they're kowtowing to people because of comments on gameplay, I don't know. It's when you start failing as a company and just keep riding forward. This is one of the companies I thought would be like Take-Two, you know, where they put out a game that not buckle to social pressure, maybe because people were saying stuff about, you know, the fact that they have genitalia and stuff in the game or whatever, because, you know, there's prudes out there. I'm sure there are. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing anymore. To me, it wouldn't be in the game if you didn't put it in the game to begin with. The original design was there. When they upgraded it, maybe to the Xbox Series X and S and new PlayStation 5, maybe they started to show more how actually graphically enhanced. That should be a compliment at that point. I don't know, to me in my head, but that's funny to me. Anyway, Sony State of Play February 2023, everything announced, and they had a State of Play the other day, unbeknownst to me. I caught it last minute, you know, that kind of stuff. Harder to keep track of these things, to be honest with you. Rocksteady Games shares extended look at Suicide Squad Killed in Justice League. It was interesting, though, my cup of tea, though. I'm not really into a lot of superhero stuff. Aside of maybe the Spider-Man games, which I gotten into again recently. Capcom reveals 3 new Street Fighter characters. 6 characters, and Kami White's coming back. I don't know, that big dude. And they got a new character, Lily. I'm not really that into Street Fighter, to be honest with you. I bought 5 on a deal, played it once, and probably never picked it up again. Baldur's Gate 3 launches on August 31st. Never even heard of this series, but, you know, it's a thing. It got a new one, showed off. I'll get to the big one. I know I wanted to talk about the most here, but, you know, just going through them one by one. New Resident Evil 4 trailer confirms the return of Mercenaries mode, and this is a remake for Resident Evil 4 graphics. They showed this plenty of times in State of Plays in the past, so. Moving on. Bungie reveals Destiny 2 Lightfall trailer. Launch trailer ahead of its week's launch. And they showed that off. More than the DLC. And then they had a lot of PSVR titles that they showed off. They got Foglands here. I don't know. To me, PSVR is just another high-priced... just like, basically the equivalent to buying another freaking console. That you can't even get the games cross-compatible because the new PSVR doesn't support cross-compatibility with the PSVR 1. So, no, I don't really see any reason to justify a purchase like that, but that's just me. Green Hall VR gameplay. And Humanity, Tetris Effect developers reveals a new project called Humanity. You got that. And then you got the Technia launching into PlayStation Plus Extra Tier this March. And Goodbye Volcano High coming to PS5 and PS4 on June 15th. So, and here's the one I really wanted to talk about as I sit here scrolling through here like a madman. Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections gets a new trailer. And this is that one that Bandai put out a patent for a while back that I've talked about in my videos. If you guys have been watching me for that long, probably not. But they put out a patent a while back and it had this exact thing, Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. And people were just assuming it was going to be a new Storm game, and it is. And it seems to be what it turned out to be. Basically, they're tying in Naruto and Boruto in a series game somehow. They're going to pull that off. And this game's going to have one of the biggest rosters. In fact, they actually showed off 2 new characters, although they weren't all. Obviously there's going to be more, because they showed Ashura and Inja, which weren't playable in any of the Storm games. I believe they had Kaguya in the DLC for Boruto that they had for the last Storm 4, I believe. You could play as the new Team 7. They had costumes added for characters from the Boruto verse, and then they also had, I think, the 2 Otsutsuki, Ishiki, not Ishiki. What is his name? You know the ones I'm talking about from the movie. So they're gonna start adding some Boruto characters, I would imagine, down the line here. Or showing them off, because, they haven't showed them yet, but... And this one's only gonna be, from what I've seen of its PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. I didn't see anything on Xbox, so this one may not be an Xbox title. From what I know so far, it's when I've seen from it. I was trying to skip through it here. A lot of the stuff from old Storm games, like Revelations and stuff like that, I noticed some similarities in 2. Basically, all the story content from the original games seems to be here. Yeah, I don't know. That was the one from the DLC from 4. New Ninjas find a playable character roster, and these 2 to start off. This is obviously not going to be the last of you seeing new playable characters, though. Coming 2023, no concrete release date, and with that out of the way, guys, that's it for today. Any news I don't get here, I'll post on my Twitter, and hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you in my next video. As always, sources used in the video will be in the description below. Drop me a like and subscribe. If you like my videos, please ring the bell, I greatly appreciate it. Any news I don't get here, I'll post on my Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video.